Hello there lads and lassies, welcome to Scottish Geeks. My name is Derek and today I want to be talking to you about something that happened last night, and in my opinion it happens far too often to YouTubers, big and small. Anyway, I'm going to be looking down on occasion because I've actually written this out so I don't ramble too much. I want to make this short and concise as I possibly can. And there will be good stuff towards the end, so don't worry about it. So bad stuff at the beginning, we'll get bad news out of the way first. Okay. Anyway, a larger YouTuber asked in general if any YouTubers had experienced problems with views, because they'd been dropping for quite a while now, so I decided to give a little bit of insight on what I'd discovered, because as some of you know, when YouTube Red came out, my views dropped by 90%. It was a drastic drop, so I've been researching it and trying to figure out what the hell's been going on. And I shared a little bit of what I'd found with person, and then I followed it with what I believed to be a compliment. I said, and remember they said what was happening with their views, so remember that in context. So I said, I reckon someone with your abilities should be getting a significant amount more than what you're getting right now. I don't know how any of the rest of you would take it, but for me that would be like, you've got really good abilities, you do really well on YouTube, you should be getting a lot more views than what you're getting. There are people who did take that the right way and who actually defended me. Now, the reason they defended me is because of what this person said, which was... I've got to look down here. They stated that they should not be taking advice from someone who doesn't do this as a job, and they were only asking full-time channels. Seriously? I mean, I do this full-time. I'm partially disabled. I can't walk. I can't work. This is what I do. I may not be earning money from it, per se, but this to me is a job as well as a hobby. You know, it's something I do every single day. I do this full time, okay? Now this person may not have known that. Well, in actual fact they did, because I met them at a YouTube creator conference where we had a long discussion about how that something like this can help with someone who has my condition doing this full time. I was given encouragement by this person and told to keep trying, and that I could contact them whenever I wanted with any ideas or whatever, and they would never turn me away. They have now done that. Anyway, so moving on, I'm going into ramble mode again. So basically, I retorted at one time they'd been a small channel, to which they replied, when they were small, they didn't tell other channels they should do better. So basically, what I told them was taken completely out of context. I didn't tell her that she should do better. I said that she should be getting better results, okay? And so yeah, basically what I said was taken out of context, and I was insulted twice, but I tried to say my piece and say, look, this is what I meant and stuff like that, but there was nothing but insults after that. Very subtle ones, okay? Very snidey little things going on here, including another post afterwards where it was stated that they would not be taking advice from YouTubers who don't know what they're talking about unless YouTube says it's a good thing. Then, you know, it's just speculation and it bugs them. Thank you for that, you know, as if people who follow you didn't know what you were talking about. Anyway, a few folk came to my defence, and I would like to thank them for that. I'm not going to mention them by name, but you guys know who you are. You came to my defence, and some of you went to her defence at the same time, saying, you know, that person was tired. And yes, I get that, but again, it's like, no matter how tired and grumpy I am, I won't take it out on the people that matter to me unless they know me well enough to be able to accept it. You know, there are people out there who know when I'm grumpy, and they can accept it when I'm grumpy, and they just laugh along with me afterwards, right? But I'm not one of those people to that person. But anyway, the reason I'm telling you this is because it's not an isolated incident. This is something that happens with a lot of the medium to large YouTubers out there who believe that they're somehow entitled or better than smaller channels and that we don't matter. And, you know, it's like, to me, it's like drivers, right? Drivers who go out and they shout at learners. They forget at some point in their careers or their driving experiences, for this example, they were learners as well. We all start with zero, okay? And no matter how big you get, you should always have that in mind, because you all start at zero and you can all end up at zero again. This is not an infinite industry. This is a finite industry, and you really need to be careful about how you treat the people who follow you. And I'm very careful. Personally, I'm very careful. I stopped doing shout out videos now because I didn't want to upset anyone. And some people got upset that I'm not doing them, but in general, people are happier because I'm not focusing on certain folk now. And that's just the way it is. Anyway, yeah, right, okay, so I think the attitude is why there are some channels out there who they get to a certain level and then they stop completely and they wonder why they're not getting as many views and things like that. And yeah, sometimes it's something to do with YouTube. Other times it's because they've been so horrible to people that they don't understand that just because they make videos doesn't make them a nice person, right? There's differences here. Which is why I'm moving on to this. I mean, I've got no respect for folk like that, I'll be honest with you. And I can't believe they could further their careers in any way, regardless of what business they're in. But this isn't against all large or small YouTubers who are like that, basically. And this is where I will mention some names. This is not shout-outs, this is because these are big channels who don't need them, right? A lot of large YouTubers have a lot of respect for their viewers, and smaller, aspiring, growing YouTubers. I'll give you 3 examples. First example is Boogie2988, or Stephen if you prefer, or Francis if you know him. It's quite a funny character. And yeah, I'm looking down here because I've written some stuff down here. Biggie's been nothing but kind to everyone. He talks to everybody, and even with his anxiety issues, he always takes the time to be kind to people. And you know, it's you know, he entertains us, he communicates with us, he is a human being like us. You know, he's not superhuman or anything like that. He's a normal, everyday guy who has happened to get success thrown to him, and he has accepted this success with grace. And he's one of the nicest, if not the most genuine YouTubers out there. I honestly wish him nothing but the best. You know, in all of his successes, no matter what he does in life, I wish him nothing but the best. I mean, he even took time to reply to a few of my comments. My leg was particularly bad, and when I was having a bit of a rant about the YouTube algorithm, he retweeted me, and I got a whole bunch of followers who then eventually dropped off because I didn't talk to him as much. But you know, even small comments from a larger YouTuber can make a smaller YouTuber feel good about themselves, feel, you know, bolstered, etc. And Boogie does that for us, you know. So big respect to Boogie2988. The next one is Jacksepticeye, or Sean, for those of you who look up the people's real names. And look, okay, I'll admit I don't enjoy the vast majority of what he does. He's very noisy. I'm not into that, and I don't think he fake screens, but he is very loud. And I'm old. I don't like loud, apart from music. I love loud music. Now, I can't fault the guy himself. I mean, throughout his YouTube career, he's grown exponentially fast, and you know, he still remembers where he started from, though. And he encourages smaller YouTubers to keep trying and be themselves. And, you know, his fame could have changed him into a diva. I mean, a complete diva. Because it was so quick, so sudden. But he's so in awe of everything that's going on. And I hope he never, ever loses that. I really do hope he never, ever loses that. Finally, Radwolf Gamer, or Red Wolf Gamer if you prefer, or Ralph. The Ramstein guy, as I describe him to my friends. He works his ass off, man. He really does. He does it to keep people entertained. He's got a family at home, and I don't know how he finds the time for these things. And he plays a lot of games and stuff to entertain you guys, and me as well, at the cost of his sanity. And trust me, bud, I know exactly how you feel with that one. I played some shockers in my time, man. But recently he has been trying to communicate more with his followers, his subscribers, and his fans and friends and stuff by using the likes of Snapchat and Instagram. And he sends like personal messages back sometimes when he gets the time, obviously, and they're often very, very funny. They are. I mean, but you got to remember, these folk, including Red, has a life beyond YouTube, so. You know, I don't understand how they find the time to do all these different things, but, you know, especially with Rad, because he's got his family-filled days, and he has to record games, edit them, do the music videos, etc. But I've never seen anything but honesty from him, and he does talk a lot about things that are happening in his personal life as well, and he doesn't have to do that, and he doesn't have to be nice to people, but he is. And that's what I respect about those 3 people, that they don't have to be nice. But they are. And so, guys, I'm going to move on to my next page here. Flicking the page. Okay. There are a lot more YouTubers that I would like to talk about, but again, I don't want to start giving shout outs and things again at the moment. Not until I sort out where everything's going and all that. But I want you guys to do something for me. I want you to write in the comments, not about... You can write about the video if you like, but or what you think of what's been happening, but there's something in specific I want you to write about. I want you to pick one YouTuber that you respect and why you respect them above all others, alright? Because I feel like no matter who you are in life or where you come from, you should never forget there are others out there who started just like you or who attain to be just like what you are. You know? And they need that encouragement. And you should give it to them. But if you can't give it to them, just don't be a dick. You know? Don't say anything. Just zip it up and move on with your life, okay? Because the worst thing you can do is put down someone who looks up to you. And I don't look up to this person, but that's just what I'm saying, alright? So basically, chill and enjoy life and help others to enjoy it too, alright? Anyway, big hugs to everyone and I'll catch you next time. But until then, bye-bye!